Good morning, everyone. I'm here today to start off with a couple things that I have just finished up over the last couple days. It's been hectic here, so I haven't had a chance to do any videos, and I thought I'd show you these. I was working on my niece's garden journal because her garden will be over by the time I get it done. But anyway, this is a little pocket wallet sort of looking thing that I saw on Shabby Dabby Doodah. Tina did it, and I think somebody else did it, and she used their method to show how to do it. So I thought I would make another one today if I have time for that. But inside here, this is a little ring that I put on here, a cardstock that was printed, and then it has the little tie on there, and then inside I made a little booklet, a little notepad in here. That's from avocado dyed paper. And then on this side, this little pocket is a journal card here, and that was sewed around. I put a tag on that. And this side, it is a garden journal, so I thought I'd put these little envelopes in for her to store some of her seeds. These are from restaurants where they put the silverware in this little paper bags, to set at the table. And I just cut the end off so they were shorter, and then glued the end, and then put the little washi tape there to close them up. So I thought that was a clever way to be able to use up these little trash to treasure type bags. So this is what I wanted to share with you today. Hopefully I will have time to do that. This goes around like that, and I put a little adornment here, and I'm not sure where all these little pieces came from, but I'll try to remember to describe them. I know that this little part here, the little wings, I believe is from Caroline's Tree House, her digital set. And then the other digital set I used on here and in the garden journal, if I show more pages, is from Screech Owl Studios. They're both on Etsy, and you can get their downloads. I will link them in my video below. It's in my link tree, and you can find all these different places that I use. I have so many that I just can't keep track of all of them. But anyway, so this one, oh, and then I was watching Rachel on Roxy Creations, and she was doing some slow stitching, and she was making tags for the edge of a page. Let me see if I can find a page here. Well, let's just say a tag like, oh, here's like a journal card. So you can glue that there and glue this part here, and it makes a tag. And I did it on coffee dyed muslin, and I love to slow stitch. I do a lot of slow stitch quilting, big stitch quilting. And so yesterday I was at one of our quilt bees, and that's what I did. Then I thought, well, you know how many times we make hinges where we have to put two pieces of pages together. Two pieces of pages. I should have done that. Okay, so for instance, this page and this page, and I want to glue these together. Maybe they're book pages and they're too small. So I can use this as a hinge, and I just slow stitched along here, along the lace that I put on the edge. And then I didn't do this side, but I could have done both sides. But I thought that was a pretty addition to a page hinge. Or I thought that it would just make a cute little border on the edge of the page when you turn it, like in a journal. Let me see here. So let's say this is one of the pages that we have in the journal here. And so this could sit on the side here like that. And I just pressed it in half, and I just ripped it, and it didn't matter what size. I just wanted to make sure that I made them long enough. And if you do make these and you need to cut them, you know, you need to put a spot of glue where the thread is, otherwise it might come unraveled. But because I made them and I know that, it's not a problem. So anyway, I made that one. I made this little one here, another piece of lace here. This is just all scrap pieces of lace. Piece here, and a couple of these are the same. This one I stitched both sides of the lace. And or you could glue it if you didn't want to sit and sew. You could glue the lace to your edges of your fabric, and you can use any fabric. You don't have to use muslin. But anyway, I thought that was kind of cool. I thank you very much, Rachel, for showing that slow stitch. I've seen it before on your videos, but I really was paying attention a couple days ago. So anyway, I'm thrilled to get those done like that because I want to use those for the John Abele journal. I think it's kind of that rustic flavor. In fact, on this paper here, I'm going to use like this rusty color, maybe this rusty one because it's got a lot of rust. And so to get started here, the way to make this little pocket thing here, let me check and make sure I'm in frame and everything's good. And I'm pretty sure I am. So many times I'm out of frame. But anyway, so you fold it in half this way. This is a 8.5 by 11. This is standard American size copy size paper. It was scrapbook paper, but I cut it down to be the size that she used. So 8.5 by 11, and it's coffee dyed scrapbook paper. So what you do is you fold it in half here and give yourself a little mark right here and over here so that you know where to fold. Then you fold in half to here and in half to here, but you leave not exactly in half. You leave a little bit extra over the top of the edge, maybe like 1/4 inch, because that's where you're going to glue it. And you can just eyeball that, or you can measure it, but I'm just going to go like that. Okay, so now we have that part, and then let me get a bone folder to, whoops, get another one. So to put a nice crease on these edges, make it nice and crispy. All right, so then reopen it, and then you fold this edge up, and you fold this one up, right up to that fold line, like that. This one up like this. I'm trying to see my edge, and I mean, you can go over to Shabby Dabby Doodah and watch her make this, but I have a little different take on it, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. And we always have a little different take on what somebody else has done. Okay, so there's that. Now, I'm not going to glue this yet because, actually, this one I probably don't even need to put anything behind here, because if you did use double-sided paper, you wouldn't have to put anything at this end, I don't think. But this end, we need to make a flap right here. So, you can either do that with the same paper that you made. This one is too skinny. I can't use that one. But I'm going to use this map. This is a vintage map that I received from one of the kits that I purchased. And I'm going to see if I can't work this in here. So it needs to be... your flap needs to be about 2 inches out here, and at least 4 to go inside of here. Altogether need 4 inches. So I would say 4.5 inches is how deep that the pocket needs to be. And then width-wise, it's a little under 4. So make it 4 and then trim it down a little bit. So I'm gonna see if I can fold this in here. I don't know what side I like. I like them both. I just love this brownie color. So let me fold it in half this way. Let me do it again. I need about 4.5, and that's not quite enough. Well, I'm just going to make this a little bit shorter then. That's what I'm going to do. So this needs to be, I said 4 inches. So let's just try to do that straight, rip that off. Okay, so it's still a little bit too big. Now I'm going to have to cut it because it's too hard to rip off that little bit of area. See if I can cut it straight as I can. And a little bit more. So let's go this direction. Once it's in there, it's fine. Okay, so yeah, that shows there. So if I want to fold it over, it'll be about right there. What should be, maybe I can go in just a tad more. Just a little bit more. So that this will end up right there at that flap. Okay? So now I'm going to glue this in. I'm going to glue this together. I hate to waste any sides of good paper like this, but you know, you can't keep it forever. You just can't. So that down like that. And I want this part to show on the front. Okay, so now let's see, where'd you go? My corner punch. Okay, well, I don't see. So I'll have to punch it afterwards. Okay. Anyway, let me ink this a little bit before I glue it down. And then I'll come back and besides that, the glue is probably not dry, so it wouldn't have cut good anyways. But I can touch that up. Okay. So we're gonna set this in here. Now, she glued it down. She glued this down first and then slid this in. It's not even sliding. And then, so she had to slide this piece in and glue it here and here, and it was very difficult to do. So I decided that I would just glue it in before I glue this down. So let me make sure that this is going to flap over nicely. And let's see, I think I need to move it up a tad. So I want it to land right across that. so now we're going to glue this in. And I think I'll just use like art glitter glue. I'm just going to glue this so it's, because I don't know if glue stick will hold it. It's pretty thick now. Plus I want it to be nice and snug around the edges. So let's see, this, where I folded it has to be right on the edge there. And there. Okay. So now we've got our little flap there. So when we fold this in half, like this, we have our little flap for our pocket. I didn't cut that as straight as I would have liked, but I think it looks fine. Okay, so now we've got that, and here I don't think I need to put anything inside there, but if you know, if you wanted to, this would be kind of, oh, this would be nice. So let me, it's got to come below the points there. So maybe I'll glue it in this way. Just measure this. Maybe upside down somewhat, but okay, so we're going to make sure that that is covered. I'm just going to give this a little tiny sliver of a trim, just a little snug. Okay. And I'm going to use this again because I want this to lay down. Actually, I should glue these down too while we're at it. Could have done that before. Okay. Oops. And you must move fastly. If that's a word, fastly. You must move fast with art glitter glue. I didn't quite get it on there. Okay. So those are there. That looks pretty good. And then I'll glue these ends down. The little folds. And I guess that one got glued down. Okay, so put the lid on this. That goes like that, that goes like that. Now, because she had glued hers together prior to that, all this had to be like tucked in there, and it was just really hard to be able to use at least my art glitter glue, because art glitter glue dries so quickly and it holds so quickly. And I also was able to ink all these little edges around here. Okay, and then maybe around the outside here. It is hot and humid here today, and it's only like 8 something in the morning. I hope everybody is doing well out there. So far, everybody here is fine. I don't know anyone that has the virus. I mean, I've heard of a couple people, but not personally know them. Okay, so now I'm going to glue this down, and we will work on getting the pocket there, the little closure done. I'm not sure what I'm going to use yet. Okay, so I'm going to glue this section because I can see this section is off a little bit. I probably didn't fold it just right. So I'm going to glue this here. Oh, and the other thing, I want to put a dab of glue, I hope I did this right, down the center here, because when I put the stuff in the pockets, they go all the way through. I'm hoping that will keep the pockets so that when I put a tag in there, it won't go all the way through. Let me just do this. See, it should be stopping right there. Otherwise, if you didn't have a little piece of glue across there, it would go all the way down. However, you could sew that after you put it together if you didn't want to glue it before you put it in. These are just some of the things that I noticed before I started working on it. Now, it just dries up so fast. Okay, so in this one I put this little notebook for journaling, but I think maybe in this one I might just put a little pocket here. I don't know, or maybe just nothing. I'm not sure. But if I decide to put a little notebook in there, I will just do a little, like a pamphlet stitch, or I will stitch it through with the sewing machine. But I'm not going to do that today. Okay, so let's prepare this. So now I need some cardstock. I'm going to get some circles. I think I could put this, hold on, I have cardstock here. I think that's might be too small. Yeah, just a tad. So I'm going to cut it from here. This is not cardstock, and then I'm going to cut that's some heavy cardstock there. Oh my goodness. You know, I think I'm only going to need one. I forgot I have some very, very heavy cardstock. I got at Hobby Lobby, and it's good for some things, but not punches. It doesn't want to work for punches. I'm going to trim this off a little bit. Okay, and then we're going to glue this on top. Okay. Let me ink that a little. See if I can remember how to do this right. So now we want to find the center point here. So that is 2 inches. And I'm going to take my crocodile, and I'm going to use the smaller hole. And I'm going to punch that in the center as close as I can get to the center. If you can see that. Okay, and then I need a little what do they call it? Brads, I guess. Let's see. I think this color is good. And I just figured out yesterday too that alcohol ink, the alcohol pens. I mean, I've been a card maker for a while, and I have all these alcohol markers. And I see people coloring their metal and things with alcohol ink. So I yesterday tried a marker instead of the ink, and it worked fine. And let me see if I have one that the little charm box. Oh, so I thought for his journal, for Henry John's journal, I would use like this world charm, and it was gold, really bright gold. And so I just used the bronze marker and went over it, and it covered fine, and it dried fine. So that's a good thing to know, because a lot of times you can get them on sale, but they're silver or a color that you don't use very often. Okay, now on the back of here, that wasn't quite centered, but you know what? It's homemade. Handmade. Not homemade. Handmade. So I take a little piece of washi, and I just lay it over the top of it like that, just to make sure that you don't cut yourself or scratch something with it. Okay, so now we got that way, and then we're going to take some twine, and I'm just going to wrap it around here, and I'm going to tie a little knot. Very good at tying a knot. And then I'm going to clip this off right there. And then I'm going to wrap it around like that. Bring it down a little bit. Clip it off here. And there we are, our closure. Now all we have to do is decorate the front here however we want. So, and then of course we can put a journal card here, or a tag, and then another tag on this side, or one of those little pocket things. A little envelope would be cute. You can store little things in there. Put that on there like that. So I'm going to close this one up. And let's see, what can we put on there? Let me make sure I'm in frame again and recording, and I am. Okay, so I don't have his packet out, so I found all these puzzles. This is an old vintage puzzle. Not all the shapes, all the states are here, but I would like to find Ohio, where he was from. Actually, and then his son was born in Texas, but I don't really want to put that. Nah. Just a little Ohio would be cute. Oh, there's Georgia, Florida. And of course, you know, is that the Buckeye State, Ohio? Yeah. I think it is. I'll leave it out. I don't know if I want to use it. It's kind of bright, but I'm pretty sure Ohio is the Buckeye State. Yeah, there's an O. This is an old puzzle because it, it doesn't have the initials like normally they would have. This one I want to use on a tag. So let me get his little thing out of here. This is all his ephemera and things that I plan to use for his journal. Okay, so I have these cute little owls. These are the Digital Collage Club. And then I did find some poppies on that website too. This is a membership and you join it once a year. I think it was like $45. But there's a lot of digitals on there, and they're just handy because you don't have to go in and try to find, you just type in what you're looking for, and they may have it and they may not. But I ran across these little owls, and I thought that would be cute for his. Oh my gosh, there's just so many to pick from. Let me cut this guy out here. This wise old owl. Because he was a wise old man. Because he was a doctor. I'm just going to slice this out of here. Ink around it a little bit. I kind of like that one on there. I like that one. I think that green looks good with the green there. Kind of matchy-matchy, but that's the way I am. Okay, so maybe I can find something else just for the back. I don't know if I want to just some of this map page. Yeah, that's. So afraid to rip something, and then I say, oh, I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to rip it. I just kind of think it needs to be a little bit smaller. I think this is Africa, the map. Okay, and then let's see. I don't think we want pink, but I had let me see if I can find some more copy dyed lace. I want something with fabric texture of some sort. So let me hold on one second. Some muslin here. It's not very dark. Okay. And I almost need like a little bit of a blingy thing, not bling, but the greatest creation is always going to be your life story. I don't know if that's too heavy to put on there or not. I could. Let me see. Wanderlust, strong desire for impulses, wander or travel. Oh, that one's good because that's what it's all about, traveling. This is kind of heavy, but I think if I put it down with some heavy glue. Let's glue him down first. I did ink him. I just love how things come together. I just love it. Okay. Didn't ink around this at all. This is art glitter glue, if you don't know that. And the distress ink is Vintage Photo from Tim Holtz. I used to didn't like it so much because it almost looked green to me, but oh, I wanted to put that. No, I guess not. It doesn't look so green anymore. Okay, I'm gonna get out this big glue bottle because the other one, it just acts like, I wonder if I should have put like something on the end of this, like a, yeah, I think I'll just leave it the way it is. And this, messy. Probably a hot glue gun would work good on this, but I don't have one out. But I think that'll hold, and if it doesn't, I may have to stitch through this or something. I don't know. Anyway, so I'm gonna have to let this sit flat. I'm not going to be able to work on the inside today. But I think that looks kind of cool. I hope you guys like it. So I guess that's it for today, and I will get back with you in a few days, maybe tomorrow. I have pretty much the whole day tomorrow to play around. I think that turned out so darn cute. So thank you, Tina at Shabby Dabby Doo. And I will link you below so that everybody can go over there and take a look at what you did. And I did make some changes, but you know, we all do that. So thank you very much and have a wonderful day. Bye now.